What's going on, everybody? It's me, Box Office Ricky, and I have got another movie review. This time I did not go to the movie theaters to check this out. I actually saw this on Amazon Prime. It is the new Christmas movie featuring Michelle Pfeiffer called Oh, What Fun. Now, before I dive in my thoughts, what I'm going to quickly do is go ahead and read the synopsis so that way you guys are up to speed on what exactly this movie's about. So, here it goes. Ready for my synopsis? Here it goes. So, Oh, What Fun is a 2025 Christmas comedy film directed by Michael Showalter and written by Chandler Baker and Showalter. It stars a plethora of amazing cast members: Michelle Pfeiffer, Felicity Jones, Chloe Grace Moretz, Dennis Leary, Dominique Sessa, and Jason Schwartzman, and Ava Longoria, and Joan Chen. So here's the plot. A Texas housewife, actually in Houston, Claire Closter, spends the entire year planning the perfect family Christmas for her husband, Nick, and their 3 children, Channing, Taylor, and Sammy. The children and their guests arrive 2 days before Christmas. Channing brings her husband, Doug Austin, and young twins, Lucy and Ben, while Taylor brings DJ Sweatpants, the latest in a long line of girlfriends. Meanwhile, underemployed slacker Sammy is morose over his partner, Maybelle dumping him. So essentially, it's kind of a long synopsis right there, so I won't dive too much more. But basically, Michelle Pfeiffer plays a housewife that it's Christmas time. There's this show that she wants to, and basically she wants to be recognized by her kids. That the Ava Longoria hosts this show where she's asking people, kids to submit their mothers. To be honored on Christmas Day for all the hard work and basically who's the best mother of Christmas. And when Michelle Pfeiffer finds out that none of her kids, after several heavy suggestions, finds out that several of her kids did nothing to nominate her, she basically loses, her mind and goes on a trip across country to go see the show in person and submit herself personally. So that is kind of the gist of the film. Let me kind of dive into my thoughts, and as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments, if you guys liked it or not. I watched this movie with my wife and kids, and overall, I gotta say the movie is like it's basically like a lot of other Christmas movies that are coming out now on all these streaming services. It seems like this is the tech. Here's what I'll say. This is why I think it's not always a great idea for tech companies to produce content. That's how they say it. They produce content, not art. And this is exactly what this is. This is a big tech company, Amazon, saying, hey, we need a Christmas movie, we need content, and rather than create something that has a soul or heart, they basically get a bunch of actors together, famous actors, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jason Schwartzman, Dennis Leary, and they kind of find a script that sort of makes sense or whatever, and essentially what they create is a soulless Christmas movie. Now, with that being said, is the movie still enjoyable? Yes, it's still enjoyable. There's a couple times where you laugh, and it's entertaining. But overall, the movie's very forgettable. Like, I pretty much will guarantee you, next Christmas I won't even remember that this movie existed or that I even saw the movie. The other, on a positive note, what I'll say is, oh my goodness, Michelle Pfeiffer is still incredible. Like, all the actors in the film are incredible. And this is what's crazy is, I think none of the actors are doing a bad job. They're all doing a great job. Like I said, Michelle Pfeiffer, still beautiful as ever, still looks great on camera, and her acting's still great. Her kids, Chloe, what's her name? Chloe Grace Moretz, Dennis Leary, still acting great. The problem here is, you have a really shallow script, and it's very very flat, to where it seems like, you know, they're doing like a check off the list of like, okay, to get to A to B to B to C, we need to check this off, and it's almost like execution by numbers as opposed to making art or making something that feels like it has a soul. And like I said, I think this is something I see with a lot of tech companies producing content and not producing movies, memorable Christmas movies. Like I said, this movie is going to be, I feel like, very forgettable, and it's unfortunate because you spend the time and effort to gather a great cast of actors, only for the movie to be sort of mediocre and forgettable. And so, overall, would I recommend watching this movie? You know, I think it's one of those movies it's if you're looking for a Christmas movie to watch and you've seen every single movie out there, you know, and you want something new, and you love seeing Michelle Pfeiffer, I think it's worth the watch. Now, if you're asking me if, you know, it's a movie that is amazing and lovable, like, no, it's not. It's forgettable. So, anyway, guys, that is my overall thoughts. I will say Ava Longoria is in this movie, and she comes in at the very end, and she actually is really funny. I actually was very surprised. I've never really watched Desperate Housewives or watched a lot of the stuff that Ava Longoria was involved with in the past, but I really think Ava Longoria is really funny, and in this movie, she's actually really funny. She's probably one of the highlights of this movie, especially with her Michelle Pfeiffer mixed together. All right, guys, well, that is my review. Like I stated before, if you got a chance to watch the movie, let me know in the comments if you liked it, loved it, hated it. I would love to hear your feedback. And last, what I'll always say, especially around this holiday season, in a world where you can be anything, why not be kind to each other? All right, thanks, guys. This is Box Office Rookie signing off. Talk to you later.